So today we are here with
Kyle and then Bonnie.
Nice to meet you, gentlemen. Now, I know this is like towards the end of the day, and thank you for taking the time to share this moment, not just with me, but also with our viewer as well. So please tell me a little bit about the company.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Zero Hash is embedded digital asset infrastructure. And what that really means is we try to make it as easy as possible for really any type of platform to build and launch a crypto product. So it's always our clients, UX, UI, their look and their feel, and on the back end, we're providing the technical support and the licensing for really whatever type of crypto product they want to launch, whether that's buy and sell, whether that's custody solutions, that could be rewards, or spend, or yield. The use cases never cease to amaze me.
That's awesome. Now, I know we're in a time of pandemic, also not to mention, we have also inflation, which is, creeping slowly, but hopefully we don't get there completely. What are some of the challenges, from the crypto world that you guys have faced?
I think it's interesting when you talk about the pandemic and you just think about general challenges that companies have been facing. One, especially around hiring and finding the right level of talent. What's been interesting for us, I think, is that it's been more so an opportunity. When the pandemic hit, everybody has been working remotely, as you can imagine, and it really kind of opened up our lens for hiring. So at this point, almost as a result of the pandemic, we have actually expanded our hiring quite internationally. So we have folks in our company that are represented across 5 different continents right now, all across the United States, North America, South America. So we found that to be actually quite conducive for us. And one, making sure that we can find the right talent, and two, it just really opens up and provides our folks here some flexibility.
Now, this one on a personal question for myself. Now, when do you think the U.S. will stop using the paper completely and we just go correct on the digital side?
It's an interesting question. I'd be curious for Kyle's thoughts on this too, but I don't know that governments will ever fully go away from some sort of centrally backed asset. I would see that our government moves towards more of a digital asset, digital version of the dollar, opposed to the paper dollars that we have today. But when you're a government, you also have to think about all these other things like access, right? Do folks have access to the tools to even transact digitally, right? They're very different challenges than you think about, maybe just from like a tech perspective where folks are just innovating. So I guess long story short, I don't know if we'll ever fully move away from, some sort of paper representation of money, at least from a government perspective. But I do see that governments more holistically, and like this government here in the United States, moving towards digitized versions of their assets as well to facilitate transactions. But I'm curious what you think on that too.
I completely agree. And the piece of me would want to say some of the highest levels of crypto adoption are with the underbanked developing nations. So you could argue that the tools exist, but I still agree. I think that the real advantageous nature of cryptocurrencies in general is the fact that this is money designed for a certain thing. So even just imagine being able to create a real-time audit trail as a company or as a government of where all of your money is being spent. So you have kind of real-time accountability at a very, very granular level of where every dollar is going. I mean, that's really invaluable. So I do think there are a lot of advantages, and you're going to see a balance of it, and maybe over time things become more digital, but I think you're right. You're always going to see a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Actually, I totally believe you on this one, because actually I feel the same way as well. Now, I know for the older generation, this is something completely new for them. Right. Now, how do you I know one thing is when it comes to trust, when it comes to the whole internet, now we're going mostly digitized with everything. I believe by the next 10 years, pretty much you can buy whatever it is online through crypto. I'm hoping so.
Right.
But how does it? What are the challenges that you see more of the older generation facing, or should I say, Like, what do you see themselves as far as when it comes to the whole fintech industry, like how they're adjusting with the whole, what I say, the new norm?
Yeah. Well, I'd say that there's certain usability shortfalls in cryptocurrency, and that exists today not only for the older generation, but really across all generations. I'm not sure if you try to buy an NFT or use a decentralized exchange. It's not necessarily the easiest, most streamlined thing in the world. So I think that just from a user engagement, usability standpoint, the industry needs to come forward. But in my parents' case, whether it's credit cards versus cashless or using the internet. I mean, my mother is a big Amazon shopper. She has meals delivered now. Buys her groceries online. So things that you think are just so far-fetched and infeasible become reality more quickly than you realize because they're just more convenient. So and more pragmatic. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'd actually parrot what Kyle said here. I think one of the trends that's happening right now in this space is around the usability and making it easier for folks to engage in crypto. As Kyle mentioned, even if you look a couple of years ago, in order to actually buy cryptocurrencies was quite intensive process. You have to kind of figure out your custody solution. So do I have my own hot wallet or like cold wallet, right? All of these things that folks don't necessarily want to spend so much time thinking about. Where the industry's heading today and where a lot of these companies are heading is increasing that level of access and usability. And as that trend continues, I think we'll see even wider adoption across all generations as well.
Well, I agree with you guys. I mean, I'm sure it took a while for them to give up that gold for the paper. Now it's like, okay, this is something new. So, well, and in the long run, I see something positive with for all. I mean, I'm from the new generation. Like, I mean, I don't mind having my information out there, as long as I trust the company enough to say, okay, when it comes to security. But for some people, it's a whole different story. But gentlemen, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day today. And I like not just myself, but also our viewer about the whole crypto world, and also Zero Hash.com.
You got it.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Cal, and thank you so much, Mbani.
Thank you.
Likewise, thank you.